He had not played one, and Hugh could play almost any kind of guitar, for 4 or 5 years, and his numerous instruments declined with his books in basements or attics in London or Paris, in Wardour Street nightclubs, or behind the bar of the Marquis of Granby or the Old Astoria in Greek Street, long since become a convent and his bills still unpaid there, in pawn shops in Tythebarn Street or the Tottenham Court Road, where you imagined them as waiting for a time with all their sounds and echoes for his heavy step. And then, little by little, as they gathered dust and each successive string broke, giving up hope, each string a hawser to the fading memory of their friend, snapping off, the highest pitched string always first, snapping with sharp gun-like retorts, or curious agonized whines, or provocative nocturnal meows, like a nightmare in the soul of George Frederick Watts, till there was nothing but the blank, untumultuous song of the songless lyre, it saith, soundless cave for spiders and steam flies and delicate fretted neck, just as each breaking string had severed Hugh almost pang by pang from his youth, while the past remained a tortured shape, dark and palpable and accusing. Or the guitars would have been stolen many times by now, or resold, respawned, inherited by some other master perhaps, as if each were some great thought or doctrine. These sentiments, he was almost diverted to think, were possibly more suited to some exiled dying Segovia than to a mere ex-hot guitarist. But Hugh, if he could not play quite like Django Reinhardt, or Eddie Lang on the one hand, or God help him Frank Crummett on the other, could not help remembering either that he had once enjoyed the reputation of a tremendous talent. It was in an odd sense spurious, this reputation, like so much else about him, his greatest hits having made with a tenor guitar tuned as a ukulele and played virtually as a percussion instrument. Yet in this bizarre manner he had become the magician of commotions, mistakable for anything from the Scotch Express to elephants trampling in moonlight, an old parlophone rhythm classic entitled tersely Juggernaut, testified to this day. At all events, he thought his guitar had probably been the least fake thing about him, and fake or not, one had certainly been behind most of the major decisions of his life. If it was due to a guitar, he'd become a journalist. It was due to a guitar, he'd become a songwriter. It was largely owing to a guitar even, and Hugh felt himself suffused by a slow-burning flush of shame, that he had first gone to sea. Hugh had started writing songs at school and before he was 17. At about the same time he lost his innocence, also after several attempts. 2 numbers of his were accepted by the Jewish firm of Lazarus Balowski and Sons in New Compton Street, London.
Good book?
Yes.
What about the Christ?
No, under the volcano.
Oh, see. I think one happened again yesterday, in America.